Hello, my name is Evelyn Clubb, and today I will be discussing the book Horton Hatches the Egg. I chose this book because it was my absolute favorite book as a child, as you can probably see by the wear and tear. This book is both written and illustrated by Dr. Seuss. It was first published in 1940, and it falls under the genre of children's picture book. I have had this book since I was a child, but you can find it at a bookstore or at your local library. It is 54 pages long and filled with fun illustrations. The book's main character is Horton the elephant. Some of you might remember him from another one of Dr. Seuss's books, Horton Hears a Who. This book was actually published first, and so we are introduced to this curious elephant when he is asked to do a favor by a lazy bird named Maisie. Can you guess what Maisie wants Horton to do? Well, she has an egg in her nest and she's so tired of sitting on it, and she wants Horton to take over for her. After some begging and pleading, Horton decides to do Maisie a favor and reinforces the tree so that it will hold his weight. Horton gives his promise to the bird, and as we find out in the book, Horton is faithful 100%. At first, Horton thinks Maisie is gone for a week or so, maybe go on a little vacation, but Maisie decides that she's never going back. So Horton is stuck sitting on that egg. He sits through rain and thunder and keeps sitting even when the leaves change and winter comes. Through the cold and the snow, Horton sits on the egg and reminds himself of his promise, that an elephant is faithful 100%. Springtime brings new troubles when his animal friends try to get him to come down from the nest and start even making fun of him. But Horton is faithful and continues to watch over the egg. Everything takes a turn for the worst when 3 hunters find him and decide to take him to the circus. Horton is devastated as he is carted off over land and across the sea to New York. After being sold to the circus, Horton and his tree with the nest and egg travel around the country, where people pay 10 cents to see him and laugh at him. He is very sad, but he reminds himself that an elephant is faithful 100%. Everything comes to an head when Maisie shows up and demands her egg back. But I won't tell you how it ends. You'll have to read the book to find out. Here's a passage from when Horton was sitting through the snow and the ice, and what happened after it turned springtime and his friends showed up. So Horton kept sitting there day after day, and soon it was autumn, the leaves blew away, and then came the winter, the snow and the sleet, and icicles hung from his trunk and his feet. But Horton kept sitting and said with a sneeze, "I'll stay on this egg and I won't let it freeze. I meant what I said and I said what I meant. An elephant's faithful 100%. So Horton sat there the whole winter through, and then came the springtime with troubles anew. His friends gathered round and they shouted with glee, "Look, Horton the elephant's up in a tree." They taunted, they teased him, they yelled, "How absurd! Old Horton the elephant thinks he's a bird." Overall, I'd give Horton Hatches the Egg all 5 stars. It's a great book about faithfulness and the importance of keeping your word, even when things get hard. Thank you.